Yo, what's up and welcome to the video. As video interviews get way more popular, I want to share my top tips to help you smash your next video interview that I picked up applying to a ton of different graduate schemes. So in an interview, an interviewer is thinking this is the best we're gonna see someone. So we need to make sure at every single stage that we're bringing our best. I've been to interviews for companies like National Grid, GSK and npower, and all of them were pre-recorded, which means you log onto their portal, they give you a question and you submit your response. Some of the easier ones had infinite amount of retakes, some of them had one retake, and the more difficult ones, your first response was the one that was submitted. There could also be someone on the other end of the computer, but 9 times out of 10, particularly for grad schemes, because it's so much cheaper, there's so many applicants, and it's not time constrained, it's gonna be these pre-recorded interviews. But either way, I'm gonna help you smash it today and share about 5 top tips that's gonna help you smash the video element of your interview. First step is you need the right space, which encompasses a few different things. Firstly is no distractions. So if you live with housemates, they're gonna have to be briefed. When I was applying for graduate schemes, my friends sometimes, no joke, used to have band practice middle of the day all the way till midnight. So when I was gonna do my interview, I needed to make sure that the house was quiet. So I actually opted to do my recordings at 6 a.m. because there was no chance anyone else was gonna be up. Next is your internet connection. Sometimes technical issues with things like Skype, Zoom, Teams are unavoidable, but try not to make these issues happen because of your rubbish internet connection. And that was another reason why I did mine at 6 a.m. because no one was up using the Wi-Fi as well. And the next thing is your backdrop, your background. You might want to try and impress them with your book collection or your Muhammad Ali poster, but I would really opt to take down the hippie circle tapestry blanket that you have on your wall and opt for a plain white background. You want to make it so there is minimal distractions as possible so they can focus on your responses and your story. My next bit of advice is about lighting and angles, and we're going to take some advice from Instagram models. You might think that this is small details that you can miss, but I promise you, when recruiters are flicking through applications and you come up with great lighting, great setup, great audio, great visuals, it's going to help you really stand out. So do not have your webcam facing up, focusing on your double chin. Get your computer, get a box, and just elevate it to eye level and just slightly above, because this is the most flattering angle. And then opt for a couple of lights just to illuminate you slightly. Ring lights are brilliant. They make you look so much better than what you actually are. I've got a ring light right here doing its magic. And if you get these right, when recruiters are flicking through, you're gonna look really good. Next is a video and audio, and these are really simple to get right. So with audios, try and avoid having these over-ear headphones because I think it gives the wrong impression, and actually opt for a standalone microphone and spend about £30 getting really good visuals, getting a separate webcam to make the visual and audio really crisp and really sharp. Think of it this way, with no practice, no preparation, just 2 purchases, you can enhance a massive element to the video interview experience. Next is dress for the occasion. It's an interview, so dress up smart. And I know you might feel a little bit silly rocking a 2-piece suit in your bedroom, but it doesn't look half as silly as turning up to an interview underdressed. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose points for coming overdressed to an interview. And on the other side of the phone, it doesn't look silly at all. So just make sure you rock your smartest attire, your smartest suit possible, even for a video interview. The beauty of a video interview, and in particular a telephone interview if you have that, is you can have as many notes as possible on your desk, and outside of this little box that they can see, it can be as untidy as possible. When I had my video interviews, I had all of my killer examples prepared and printed out, so when they gave you a question, they gave you 30 seconds to a minute to think of your response. Then you'd glance to the side, look at the example, and it would just prompt me to give my response. So really try and utilize your desk space and use as much notes as possible. I did on one video interview have a separate tab with my examples and my notes, but when you're flicking back and forth between tabs, I think it's probably best to avoid and just use notes, either written or printed. Now for some bonus tips, and this one you can use in any occasion, and that's hold a pen. When we're nervous, and in any situation, particularly an interview, sometimes your hands just flail and they're non-functional gestures and you're kind of unsure what to do with them. If you hold a pen, it really centers you and for whatever reason, really reduces the stress and actually stops you fidgeting. And my next bit of advice is make sure you have some water. When you are nervous, you're gonna get a dry mouth. And I've been in an interview where I literally am struggling to speak and I didn't have water. So hold a pen, first bit of advice, and make sure there's water available if you get nervous. Then to really smash a video interview, you're just gonna have to prepare as you would for any interview. Get some really killer concrete examples, answer majority of the questions using STAR, which is situation, task, action, result. And instead of opting for general business buzzwords to describe your skills and competencies, instead opt for examples because they tell your story a lot clearer. If you would like me to give some advice on how to answer specific interview questions, comment that below. If you got some value from this video, please give it a like and of course, subscribe to the greatest graduate channel on YouTube. Boom.